Soft paws on hardwood, a sudden sprint at 3 a.m., a stare that says, "You work for me." Cats aren't just pets, they're personalities with whiskers. And here's the twist you'll love. If you've ever wondered which cat breed matches your MBTI type, we've got perfectly accurate pairings. Some types are elegant introverts who rule the room in silence. Some are high-octane chaos gremlins with parkour subscriptions. And some, they look aloof until you sit down. Then they're a weighted blanket with a purr engine. Today, we're mapping all 16 MBTI types to cat breeds, through temperament, energy, attachment style, and the kind of mischief they consider a love language. If you're into witty, surprisingly accurate MBTI breakdowns that make you text your friends, "OMG, this is you," hit like, subscribe, and drop your type in the comments. Because here, we don't just talk personality, we give it whiskers, toe beans, and a dramatic tail flick. Ready to find your feline twin? Let's open the carrier. The British Shorthair has an old soul steadiness that mirrors the ISTJ's quiet reliability. This is the plush, dignified companion who thrives on routine and household order. They won't knock over your water for sport. They'll sit beside your laptop like a silent supervisor, judging your tab management. Like ISTJs, British Shorthairs are loyal without fanfare, affectionate on their terms, and proud guardians of tradition. Think same sunny windowsill at the same hour every day. They're not cold, they're composed. Win their trust with consistency, and you'll get slow blink approval that feels like a royal knighthood. Commanding yet warm, the Maine Coon has community leader energy all over that magnificent ruff. They host the household with confidence, greet newcomers like they're chairing a meeting, and make sure everyone follows the unspoken rules. Dinner is at 6, playtime is at 8, chaos is never. Like ESTJs, they're capable, structured, and surprisingly tender when the work is done. They don't do drama, they do results. Bulk purrs, reliable cuddles, and a tail that signals, "We're doing things the right way." If a toy is stuck under the couch, the Maine Coon will marshal a plan and supervise until the objective is achieved. The Russian Blue reads a room before the room knows it's being read. Measured, observant, and intensely selective, they choose their person and invest deeply. No wasted motion, no unnecessary meows. Like INTJs, they love systems. Predictable feeding, a clean litter station, precise personal space. Their affection is subtly orchestrated, a calculated headbutt, the exact moment they occupy your lap during deep work, because it optimizes both warmth and productivity. They're not aloof, they're discerning. Earn their respect, maintain the schedule, and you'll be granted velvet pawed loyalty for life. Bold, brilliant, and high drive, the Bengal has a boardroom in its bones. This is the laser pointer entrepreneur who turns a hallway into a sprint runway and a cat tree into an empire. Like ENTJs, Bengals crave stimulation and impact. Boredom is the enemy. A task list is their toy. They set the tone for the home. Expect swift compliance from humans and furniture, and will pitch you on enrichment initiatives with a stare that says, "Do better." Give them challenges, puzzle feeders, vertical space, ambitious play sessions, and they'll reward you with dazzling kinetic charisma. The planners bring order with whiskers. Now for the heart melters. The types whose love language is warmth, meaning, and the soft thrum of a purr on your sternum. Flop, cuddle, purr. The ragdoll is an armful of comfort, devoted and gentle like the ISFJ. They shadow you from room to room, keep silent watch during late-night dishes, and curl into the crook of your knees like a living heating pad. They don't need spectacle, they need connection. Like ISFJs, ragdolls are tuned to the emotional temperature of the home and quietly adjust it toward cozy. They remember where you keep the softest blanket, your lap, and make sure it's in service nightly. Reliable, affectionate, and endlessly soothing, they're the hearth in feline form. Graceful, contemplative, and intentional, the Persian feels like candlelight in a cathedral. They value serenity, meaningful bonds, and a carefully curated environment. No chaos, please, we're journaling. Like INFJs, they can be private but profound. When they choose you, it's deliberate and deep. They'll sit at the window like a philosopher, eyes reflecting constellations you didn't notice were outside. Stroke their coat gently, keep the vibe sacred, and you'll witness a quiet devotion that holds your gaze and tells you more than words ever could. Soft, sweet, and artfully independent, the Scottish Fold is a mood board with a heartbeat. Their vibe is texture, sunlight, and a sudden impulse to chase dust motes because beauty moved them. Like ISFPs, they're tender without being clingy, creative without trying, and full of sensory joy, paws needing knit blankets, ears tilted like question marks at the sound of distant rain. Give them spaces to lounge, music to nap to, and sunlight to paint their fur, and they'll gift you with moments so lovely you'll put your phone down just to feel them. Wide eyes, soft steps, soul of a poet. The Burman radiates the gentle, idealistic heart of the INFP. They imagine the world as a series of meaningful nooks, the storybook shelf, the quiet corner, the chair that feels like a memory. They bond softly but surely, offering feather-light paws on your forearm when you're sad, and gazes that say, "I see the good in you." Like INFPs, they're sensitive to harshness. Raise your voice and they'll vanish like a thought you forgot to write down. Speak with kindness and they'll bloom beside you. The feelers purr in metaphors. The next four sprint in exclamation points. Clear the hallway, the Zoomies are ideological. Athletic, fearless, and born for kinetic adventures, the Savannah is the ESTP unfiltered. They vault furniture like parkour pros, solve door handles like escape artists, and treat every rustle as an invitation to perform. They don't just chase the laser, they devise strategies to corner it. Like ESTPs, Savannahs are present tense powerhouses, fast, tactile, and shamelessly thrilled by challenge. Give them vertical playgrounds, brainy toys, and a daily sprint session, and they'll repay you with swagger, kisses, and the best halftime show you've ever seen. Social, sparkling, and impossible not to love, the Burmese is the party in cat form. They greet guests at the door, insert themselves into conversations, and collapse into your lap like, "This is where the spotlight goes." Like ESFPs, they're affectionate, funny, and gifted at turning a Tuesday into a celebration. They thrive on attention, but give just as much back. Head bumps, chirps, and 1,000 little moments that say, "You're my favorite person in this room." Keep the playlist upbeat and the playtime frequent. You'll never laugh alone. Vocal, clever, and gloriously contrary, the Siamese has an opinion on everything. And it's, "We should talk about it now." They narrate their lives, question your choices, and engineer mischief with a wink. Like ENTPs, they're mentally agile and delight in pushing boundaries, not from malice but from curiosity and play. Give them puzzles, conversation, yes, talk back, and a rotating set of novelty stimuli, and they'll reward you with companionship that's equal parts hilarious and astonishingly bright. If you hear a chirp at 2 a.m., it's a thesis proposal. Effusive, affectionate, and full of wonder, the Tonkinese is the house's serotonin fountain. They befriend everyone, invent games out of laundry day, and turn your return from the mailbox into a reunion tour. Like ENFPs, they love big and often, sprinkling joy like confetti. They're sensitive to distance but bounce back with warmth. A head boop, a sprawled belly, a purr that turns ordinary moments into small miracles. Give them company, variety, and heartfelt attention, and they'll fill your home with technicolor. We've had spectacle and sprinting. Now meet the quiet engineers and community builders, the four who solve, reflect, include, and keep the village humming. Sleek, observant, and astonishingly capable, the Egyptian Mao moves like a plane in motion. They study angles before leaping, test mechanisms before trusting them, and troubleshoot your cabinet latches with unnerving competence. Like ISTPs, they prefer doing to discussing. Give them tools disguised as toys, trackers, puzzle feeders, climbers that reward problem solving, and they'll thrive. They don't need constant petting, they need respect for their autonomy. Earn it, and you'll get quiet companionship that walks beside you like a shadow with a brain. Calm eyes, soft coat, mind like a library, the chartreux is the philosopher of the living room. They lounge as if pondering metaphysics, then surprise you with a silent precision pounce that proves they were running simulations the whole time. Like INTPs, they're gentle oddballs with a deep curiosity and a preference for ideas over spectacle. They like routine they can bend, and humans who can listen without crowding. Offer them interesting problems and cozy sanctuaries, and they'll repay you with a wise, unhurried affection. Warm, majestic, and socially gifted, the Norwegian forest cat feels like a benevolent village chief. They circulate among the household, check on everyone's mood, and settle wherever their presence makes things calmer. Like ENFJs, they're inclusive leaders, poised, generous, and strong enough to carry the emotional groceries. They thrive with family rituals, rich interaction, and a home that values togetherness. When they drape themselves on the couch like a shaggy diplomat, you'll feel seen and safe. Classic, friendly, and beautifully dependable, the American Shorthair is the neighborhood welcome committee with Whiskers. They know the rhythms of the home, greet returning humans like beloved regulars, and fold seamlessly into family traditions. Like ESFJs, they shine when everyone's comfortable and connected. They'll supervise homework, attend movie night, and make sure no one watches a sad film alone. Give them predictable affection and a well-run household, and they'll repay you with a heart-forward presence that makes a place feel like home. So, which cat are you bringing home with your type? Are you the British Shorthair who respects the schedule, the Bengal who demands a quarterly enrichment review, the Siamese who has notes, or the Tonkinese who throws love around like sunbeams? Tell us your MBTI type and your cat breed match in the comments. And if we nailed it, or if your personal feline proves a better fit, we want the tea and the photos. If this made you laugh, point, or feel entirely too called out by a creature that sleeps 16 hours a day, smash like, subscribe, and ring the bell. We drop MBTI deep dives every week. Relationships, conflict scripts, career energy, holiday chaos, and yes, more animal crossovers if you want them. Your turn. Comment your type, your current cat's breed or vibe, and the one tradition you share. Morning window watch, nightly zoomies, synchronized naps. Until next time, may your coffee be strong, your laptop unstepped on, and your personality thoroughly covered in cat hair.